potential. So, the outside is looking promising. I think it's time to see inside.
The house was built probably in the 1920s, and it's almost like it was designed to be the perfect family home. Oh, and also somewhere you could throw the odd fantastically flamboyant party. The first thing that strikes you when you walk through the door is just this feeling of space. In modern houses, you don't get these big entrance halls, and I personally love it. Huge staircase leading off to the bedrooms, but down here you got one front sitting room there, another front sitting room there with a massive bay window, a rear sitting room on that side, storage space just all over the place. It is a wonderful start to what is going to be, I just know it, a grand house. Until you see the kitchen. I don't think this has been touched since the 1950s. You've got all these old units which clearly want to be taken out, although you never know, somebody might want to buy them on one of those auction websites. Here's a nice thing though, an old range cooker. However, I've got a feeling that will go. One thing you might consider doing is knocking down this wall, because you've got so many rooms down here, you could create a fantastic sort of kitchen family area. Whatever you do, major refurbishment required, but at least you have got the space to do it. And again, lots of light coming in through the windows. But there's one thing that I've just got to show you, and it's out the back.
Now you've got to prepare yourself, as this could shock you.
This is the downstairs loo, but look what else is in here. The entire fuse board and meters for the house. Now clearly they're extremely dated and want to be replaced, but much more than that, I mean, you could be sitting on the loo and reach up here and grab the main electricity cables. Yes, the smallest room in the house could easily become the most electrifying.
Around the corner is a downstairs bathroom which, like the rest of the house so far, looks pretty tired and dated. But this just shows again how much room there is here, and we haven't seen upstairs yet.
Well, upstairs, the just general feeling of openness of this house continues. Not only have you got this marvellous wide staircase itself, but up onto a landing. You don't get this in modern houses, somewhere you can stick a nice piece of furniture and where you just get this feeling of, I don't know, space again. 4 bedrooms, big double bedroom there, big double bedroom on the front with a lovely bay fronted window. Sort of smaller, well, I guess would be a child's bedroom here, and then another big double bedroom there. So not only that, we've got a separate loo and a bathroom. Again, it's really well proportioned. It's a perfect family home.
There's no denying the incredible potential that a house like this has, but is it just too grand and outdated for St Austell? There's also the possibility that with all that space, it could be converted into a couple of all-singing, all-dancing flats. In fact, the only drawback is that despite being in this half-acre of garden, the house is right next to a busy road. So, what does a local estate agent think of this place?
The house was built, we think, in the 1920s. It's a good property of its type. It's set in a very large, mature site. Obviously, someone who had it built was quite wealthy at the time. They'd moved from probably a Victorian, Edwardian house into something like this, which at the time was very new. It has been neglected, needs to be loved again and brought back into use.
And that's all this house needs, a bit of tender, loving care. But what does he think the buyer will want to do with it?
Those who are coming to look at it, it's got lots of uses. Ideally, it'd be nice to be kept as it is. If not, it could be converted into flats. It could also possibly form 4 plots or do a complete development on the site. But ideally, it'd be nice to be kept as one. If someone came along, improved the property, refurbished it, I would think it's worth somewhere in the region of £500,000.
So there's no getting around the fact it does need a lot of work, but what you've got here is the opportunity to own a truly spectacular family home for less than 300,000 quid. Let's find out who went for it at the auction.
Lot 77, 1 Trevone Crescent. Who's going to say to us 320 somewhere? 300. Thank you. 300. At 300. Yes, I saw it. 3, I got a 3. At 3. At 3, I've got a 3. 310. 310. 320. 320. 325. 330. 330. 340. 350. 350. 355. 355, 355, 355, 360, 361, 361, 361. At 361 once, 361 twice. A fresh face, relatively speaking. 363, 364, 365, 366, 367, 368, won't forget the man in the middle, 369, 370, 370, at 370, looking for one, at 371, 372, 373, 374, 375, 376, 376 I got, 376 once, 376 front row twice, 376, you're all undone because here it goes, 376, last chance, 376. Sir, congratulations.
The successful bidders that day were David and Andy. They run a property development firm which specialises in providing low-cost, affordable apartments for first-time buyers. David, in the open neck shirt, is the manager and Andy is the sales director. The company has been in business for 6 years. Their background is in new builds and they currently have 5 sites lined up for development.
Why have you bought this place?
Interesting question. I liked it. It was a good opportunity. It's set in a nice location. It's got nice gardens. It is rather old and tired, regrettably. And frankly, when we looked at it, we thought, yeah, ideal for flats.
So you're going to convert this into flats?
No. The bad news is I believe it will be demolished, regrettably.
What, knocked down?
Knocked down.
Completely?
Completely.
Right. Why?
Because it's quicker, easier, cheaper, and to be quite honest with you, who wants to live in a tired old building like this? You've got to really raise it and bring the building up to the current century. Let's not live in the past. Let's provide something that is great.
That's a bit of a blow. This great 1920s house could soon be just a pile of rubble. Does David see any possibility of renovating it?
You could spend £100,000 on it, it could be fine. But look, we're in the business of providing more homes for more people. This is one family, we're talking about 12 or 14 families. So I think I have a preference, bearing in mind I like to make a profit out of my business, to provide housing for 14 people of a good high quality.
And David could be right. When affordable housing in West Cornwall is difficult to get, it does make practical sense to try and provide apartments that will ease the problem. But does a development mean the end of this lovely garden?
Gardens are a very important part of the development. So any idea that we would want to come in here and destroy the gardens is, but you're destroying part of the value of the site. My role as a sales director will be to input to the company that we want as much of the grounds retained because that will add value in when we come to sell them.